It is Tuesday and it's very nice, clear weather. Yesterday we had quite a spectacular filming day and a lot of editing, and the editing kills me, sort of. What's happening here on the dock? Because when we look down, we see that you are working on something.
This is my big friend. This is my wind vane, and a good friend of mine taught me a lesson yesterday, and he said you have to keep on tinkering, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just disassemble all the parts I can disassemble and put it back together and get all the loose ends out of it, so it will work better when I'm crossing the ocean. And then when I fix it again, it's gonna be my best friend on the ocean, because without a wind vane it's quite difficult to cross it without sleep.
It will be very slow without a wind vane.
Yeah,
That's for sure. And what are the most important things that you're tackling now?
I got a lot of loose, I don't know how you call it, but it's all
linkages.
And all those linkages I try to get a bit more stiff. It all adds up. There's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit. So adding up, the wind vane will be slower in reaction, and you go and make more turns port to starboard. So that's what I try to get solved. And the second part is I replace some of the bearings, so it's gonna move smoothly.
How many miles did you put on this vane now?
1,500, 2,000 or something.
About 2,000 miles.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And it's very difficult to get it apart again, because it's aluminium with stainless steel. It gets corroded, so this is the second time I do it. Okay. So it should be a bit more solid than it is, I think.
Did you give it a name?
Yeah, I got 2 names on it. It's a bit worn down, and I don't think you can see it anymore. But it's Reinder, and Reinder's my best friend who helps me build the boat. And on the other hand, this depends a bit on the name is faded away already, but. The other, if I go over the port side, it's Bas, and Bas is the other best friend, and depends on the weather if Bas is steering or Reinder is steering. So. Oh,
that's a nice story. Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, those 2 guys helped me a lot to get ready for this race, and so I owe them my gratitude, and they helped me sailing as well.
So if it's not working well, how do you call it then?
Fucker.
Okay, typical Dutch, huh? Don't hold back. No, yeah. What have you learned from the other guys?
I think the hydrovane most of the boats have chosen, I think that's a very solid, stable, good option. No worries about it at all. I think Renault, the Swiss guy, he put it offset, and he kept his rudder. And I think that's the best option to put it on the boat. So a hydrovane, just offset of your rudder, keep your rudder, but reinforce the back of the boat, because there's a lot of force coming on it. I think that's the best option. And the second option, which I would choose because the hydrovane would be very heavy, is the wind pilot. This is a German. That's the original for this one, and I think that's a very well constructed wind vane. And I would try to get that one, but it's not easy.
Built.
into the bowsprit from the back. So I just go and hook it on, and then if I need to get it off, and then listing it back, it just pulls the snapshot.
Yeah, I've got quite nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So just put the shackle on there, maybe.
Yeah. I found some of the blue shots. I'm having trouble with it once you've got it. Oh, too bad up there. Yeah, all good. Morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
How's things?
How are you doing?
Yeah, really well.
Good.
So, did you sleep well?
I had a great sleep. Yeah. A few beers and nice sleep. So.
And you, is your wife here now?
I had to sleep in a very big hotel bed, so I slept really
Did
well.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it was very comfortable. Slept for about 10 hours.
So your son's safely at home now?
Yeah, he got back. He's at home. Yeah, that was a bit hard leaving him, not seeing him for another 11 months, but there you go. Maybe he'll surprise me and come out somewhere else. Yeah.
You never know. And you settling in for new jobs to do on the boat, or?
Yeah, I was up at another island there for a couple of days, so I had a bit of peace to be able to just sort of rechange a few things downstairs that I wanted to, and obviously I needed to get down here and finish some things off, and they don't have a chandlery up there, so just finishing a few jobs off for the next couple of days, and then restocking, and then should be good to go. So yeah.
All safety stuff for Don ticked off?
All safety stuff. Yeah, except for
I think
the,
so.
Yeah, except for
as
the
far as we know.
white flares, maybe. I don't know what we're doing with them. Yeah. Anyway,
As far as we
anything
know,
we get.
maybe some high water alarms will be added on top of the list. We don't know yet.
Maybe.
Well, maybe some more alarms. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, and have a lot of fun today.
Yeah. Thank you very
Thanks.
much. Cheers.
Thanks. How are you?
Fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, nice to see my wife has arrived. Huh?
Very. That means that I get a nice bed to sleep in, and I get to sleep in my office.
Yeah, that's
Win-win.
Yeah, that's right.
Ja, we lopen rustig langzaam door. Oh, ik kan tegen je praten natuurlijk. Zou die ons nat spuiten, denk je? Oh, ik ook niet.
Good morning.
Morning, Mike.
I've got something for you.
Okay.
Can you remember?
Oh, the book.
I have to find it.
So you're cleaning?
Hey?
You're cleaning up?
I've got a
Deze op
boat
jezelf
inspection
richten. Die op hem richten.
Oh.
4 o'clock.
You guys?
A boat inspection.
Oh, okay.
I have to take everything out.
Yeah.
My boat is full. Absolutely full. Hang on, just 2 minutes. I think I
Yes.
know where it is.
Thank you.
Ouch.
Looks good already.
It's funny reading a children's story as
Yeah.
an adult,
Yeah, I believe.
but it's full of adventure.
Yeah?
And when I was coming down Lanzarote on the whatever it is on the east side, there was a little island. Nobody was allowed on the island, and
Okay.
it looked exactly like that.
Okay.
It was exactly the same thing.
Nice.
So on this island, it's got rocks around it, and no one is allowed on it because it's a nature reserve.
Okay.
Exactly the same.
Okay.
You read it.
Thank
it's
you.
fun.
I'm
It's
gonna read it.
It's fun.
I
It'll
will-
only take you. It's like big writing.
Okay.
won't take you long to read.
Okay, thank
But
you.
it's fun.
Yeah, I will give it to you
It's
back in a
very
few
fun.
days before you
No,
take
you
out.
keep it, or give it to somebody else.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you give it to somebody else.
Ah, so sweet. Thank you.
I've been carrying that for a long time,
Yeah,
maybe 50 years.
but you
never
only
read it.
read it coming here, right?
Huh?
You just read it.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
way down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm
So I read
curious.
3 books. I read this one full, but the first book I read was Dan gave me a book of an English swimmer who swam around Great Britain.
Okay.
So I read that. I learnt a new word. It was called stoic. Stoic.
And that means?
I don't know, but the whole book was you need to be stoic if you want to
Okay,
swim
okay,
around
but you
Great Britain.
didn't find
So
out what
I
it
need
means.
to look up that word. It's an old word from Greece or some Greeks,
Okay.
and they used to be stoic. So you need to read it.
Yeah.
And the other secret for being like doing something like that was to create a journal, believe it or not. So being stoic in the Greek times, they wrote journals.
Yes.
I don't know, that was fascinating. So that was my first book.
do you
And
do
then
that
I
as
read
well?
this one.
Do you write a
And then
journal?
there's Claire Francis. Claire Francis? She did in 1978. She did a Whitbread,
Okay.
Atlantic, no, around the world, in a Swan 65 with 12 crew. So I'm just reading that now, about halfway
Okay.
through that book. That's
Sounds fun.
fascinating. Yeah. But it was all about the crew.
Yeah.
But I have no crew.
No. You have
But
yourself.
the whole book is about the crew and what they're doing, and
Yeah.
you know they had a full-time sewer because the Swan's got like 3 spinnakers on it,
Yeah.
and they were kept blowing
That's
out,
a lot.
and ripping, and yeah. So they had a full-time sewer with a sewing machine, doing spinnakers every day.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got to clean up now.
Are you looking well for the safety inspection?
Am I looking well, or is the boat looking well?
The combination, right?
No, I'm going to have to take everything out. Like you cannot get in.
A lot of stuff.
It's just stuff. So I'm like, we went to the chandlery this morning looking for like little things to put things in. So I don't have a place for everything.
No, okay.
So, bit of organisation.
Okay, we'll let you to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay. Where we start, I told Jacob already, you have to download that app. Yeah, you're not splice ropes.
Splice right.
Or rope splicing.
Rope splicing.
Yeah, that's a very good app to have on. Get this one back in here.
They don't go inside?
No.
No.
I think Niels will take them.
Look. If that stitch is gone, you know there's something wrong in the. Okay, Daniel, and now you
shouldn't be doing it.
you can take this one off.
Take that off.
Yeah, you can take it off.
Thank you.
No worries.
Happy with it, Jacob?
Very happy. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Thanks a lot, brother.
Look,
Oh, you can barely feel it, eh? Nice.
very nice. You done a very good job.
Yeah, because you don't want it big and fat, and
You have this motion then.
once you stretch that out a little bit, it'll
Yeah.
flatten out and get smaller
Yeah.
anyway, because
Yeah.
it'll go through your drum better.
You will not match with anybody that has a dog.
Make sure it's very tight
Tight, yeah.
and it doesn't get loose, because if it gets loose, it's going to be a very
Trouble.
big.
That was a bit weird. She hasn't been able to find anybody, and I got to check the repeat.
Okay, so
She's latched on.
All right.
So I said, you got to check the
It's the only reason we kept that
And then we put
platform
a
on.
couple of more
Yeah,
times.
and then inside, and then you're
It's not a nice
then it's
platform.
locked.
I'd rather bin it, but
So what's the alternative one? Is it Blue Sky? Is that
Okay, so you got that
Okay.
one.
It's like,
Now
it's
you
like the
just
same as
check
Twister, but it's
if
like
in the
a-
middle
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's
you can get it
For
in
this-
the needle
You're right, I
all
can't
the way,
remember
just so you don't need that anymore.
okay.
If this one is okay, if it's tight,
Yeah.
then you just start milking it out in both directions. So you,
Like this? Oh, hang
Yeah,
on, do I
like
need to
that.
make sure that doesn't go
no,
through?
no, it can go in now.
It's okay?
Now it's okay. Now it can go in because you
Okay.
check if these two points are just as close as much as you can.
Okay,
So-
and does that stay in there or?
You can start with that one and then the other one.
So just put, okay.
I brought you some hand cream.
Milking.
Yeah, but that one does.
Yeah, fair. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Finger lips. Yeah.
Nice signatures.
Billy, can I have one? No.
yeah, of course.
And then you do the same on the other side.
Where are you probably from?
So take the
So you
sand out,
just,
okay.
uh,
So
cut
just
it.
cut them off.
But I proper like that night.
And that one.
I was like, I jived.
That's it. And now your
So I was like,
continuous
right,
line
I'll
is
sort it out.
ready.
And then suddenly, because the thing is, because the new
Good done,
scooter, it's really light.
Cool.
And so like,
Thanks, mate.
it doesn't
Well
hold
done.
it at
Legend,
all.
Good
thank
job.
you.
To one side to do it like
Good
this.
job.
And because it was the first night, I didn't quite realise.
How
like,
have you assimilated into this very special group of sailors?
Well, I've only met most of them today. I met Adam in October, and he's great. But this is the first time meeting the rest of the group. They're all interesting characters. Yeah. So me and Jasmine have been good friends for six or 7 years, and more recently started going out, which is nice. We drove her boat out to Lagos start of October, which was a fun road trip. Slow and steady all the way with the boat on, and then on the way back, a little bit less worried about the speed that we were doing.
What do you think about all of this sailing stuff?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's amazing. It's amazing that people love it so much. We are farmers, but we have a firewood business. Sort of lose money at farming and try and make a bit back selling logs.
Okay, and where in England are you at?
Where Jasmine's from, Thirsk. We're just 5-6 miles away for the business, but I also live in Thirsk.
So you have done some time together with Jasmine in the preparation of this.
Yeah, so she brought the boat up to the farm, and all the preparation works were done at the farm. Big open space.
So you're a farmer. Usually farmers are not sailors. I know some who are, but what's the deal with you?
I'm happier on a tractor or a combine rather than on a boat. Although my dad was in the Merchant Navy, so there's a bit of history.
Okay. And how was the preparation? All smooth sailing?
Oh no, typical Jasmine. It was all very last minute, disorganised chaos, but organised chaos, you might say.
Organized chaos. So are you, as a good friend, are you feeling confident that she will have a good time?
I'm confident that she'll complete it. She always bosses everything she ever attempts. I can see that she'll have some good times and some more difficult times.
Okay. But the preparation all finished, everything fine, so everybody's happy now.
Oh, there's loads more to do.
Oh,
If it wasn't last minute, it wouldn't be Jasmine.
okay. And you are here to help. So what's the status of the boat?
I've just got here. The boat is drying, I believe, and yeah, there's a few more things to do, few errands to run, but we'll get there. She
Okay.
always does.
So, hi Don, we're standing again with the camera here.
Yes.
And I hope we have many more moons to
Yep.
be doing stuff like this.
Absolutely.
So tell me, what's happening?
Well, it's kind of good, you know. We're only 3 days away from the start. Is that right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days to go, and it's exciting because this is the biggest fleet we've ever had together in one spot. 12 boats, 12 little mighty minis. They're kind of cool. Everyone's very excited. The entrants are a bit hyped up, and generally they're pretty organised. There's a couple that have got bigger lists than others, but they're all pretty well organised, and I'm confident that they'll be safe and they'll have a good run across. The qualifier to get here opened up some issues for some of them, only minor stuff, and taught sort of lessons to some of them as well, which is what it's all about. And so yeah, it's all about to begin. And those that get to Antigua successfully, that are continuing on around the world, that's even more exciting. So it's quite unique. It's funny, after sort of 4 or 5 years of talking about it and doing it and the transats and so on, now it's getting serious and it's creating waves, which is kind of cool. at the moment they all got through the qualifier and they're all carrying on, so that's good. Normally you'd say at least one would drop out, because there was a couple that hadn't sailed their boats before, which is not uncommon. That's what I did as well. I only sailed the boat two hours before I came over here. And then the law of averages suggests that one or two of them might not decide to continue. But having said that, the effort to get to the round the world race is quite substantial. It's not a throwaway line like doing the Atlantic. The Atlantic in some ways can be considered to be pretty simple, so you'd think, oh, okay, I'll try the qualifier, and if I don't like it, I'll pull out of the Atlantic. When you invest so much time, money and effort to prepare for a solo trip around the world in the mini globe race, a different ball game. So there's a bigger incentive to continue. And realistically, the challenge of the Atlantic can be anything. It's an adventure with an unknown outcome, but it's not necessarily as challenging even as the qualifier, because the qualifier had some pockets of local weather. You've got the interaction because you're close to the coast, all that. We should be a bit more bigger systems that are creating like trade wind scenarios. And yes, they can get big seas and they can get storms, but it's generally all going in the right direction, and you've got time to settle in. A 6-day voyage is, a 600-mile voyage is really frustrating because you just get settled and then you're going to arrive. You don't get to live the life of an ocean voyager. Whereas when they leave here, that's the prospect. You're out there for a month or so, and so you settle in a different psychology. So I got a sneaky suspicion that pretty much all of them may continue on. It's not like the normal deal. It's a big deal. So yeah, I've got confidence. We've got 4 sailors joining us in Antigua. There's 2 Australians. One's still only just finished his boat, got it in a container, shipping it there, and he'll actually do his qualifier 750 miles from Antigua to Antigua, straight out. The other Australian bought Sun Bear, an existing boat in America. He's been prepping it in America, and he'll sail down to Antigua, about 1,200 miles. So that's his qualifier. He's a very good sailor. In fact, both of them are. Both those guys are strong sailors. One's a shipwright, so one built his boat, one's bought one. Then there's another American guy who is trailered his boat, 4,000 miles across America to get it into the water, and he'll sail down as well, which is about another 1,400 miles he'll do to sail in. So he's then qualified. He's got some other challenges because, again, he hasn't sailed his boat. He's not a strong sailor, but he's a good sailor. And I think he's still struggling to get some of the equipment together, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. And then lastly, we've got Ertan Biscardis, who we all know, GGR, 2 sessions, but retired on both of them for various reasons, but part of it's communications. And he sailed Tracker, which is my boat. He's got my boat, sailed it across in the Transat last year. So his boat's already there, he's already qualified. And he'll join the fray, and I've got a feeling this time he'll go all the way around because he loves little boats, and he's got access to all the communications on board. He can ring his family and all that sort of stuff, which is he really missed. So 4 there, 11 on this fleet that are going to do the continue. So we should have 15 boats for the MGR. And Niels, who's only racing the Transat, he's not continuing. That's his plan.
Okay. There's no way we can convince Niels to just go along?
No, he's only in it for the Transat, and his boat's super light. He's not carrying all the extra gear that all the others are, so he's got a very good advantage over everyone else. So, but there's some hot sailors in the fleet as well, in the MGR fleet. So he'll have fun. But yeah, no, it's a big commitment, you basically got to give up a couple of years of your life, and that's not including building the boat. You got 14, 15 months to go around the world in the Transat. In the MGR, plus this tag on as well. So it's nearly 18 months or so, and that's a big time consideration. You can't work, you've got to sail and have fun. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
What is the biggest change from the organizer between the first race and the third race?
Well, for the Transat, virtually nothing. Transat's the same. We treat everything really seriously, so that's the same. The big change for the MGR is that we're not responsible for their safety. Okay, there's a big change. We're not guaranteeing to monitor their progress 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 13, 14 months. Every boat has an allocated safety manager okay, and it's their responsibility to look after their entrant. So they're involved with the crisis management and all those sorts of issues. So it is a case, they're all independent voyagers, they're on their own voyage plan, and we give them advice, opinions, assistance, all that sort of stuff, and a set of rules, you might say, to be part of the event. We pull the event together. So there is a big change in that, and that's part of the theme and concept of John Guswell and Tracker in the original voyage. They've got some flexibility. They don't have to stick to the same ports if they don't want to. There's leg ports, which are mandatory, so they're mass restarts, and then there's pit stops along the way. So they have a degree of freedom, and then their positions are mapped on the tracker, and we pull it together as a bit of an event. But their safety is really the responsibility of themselves and their manager, and the communications are free and open for anything. They can post and do anything on social media they want, and we'll be wrapping that around and managing the tracker and so on for them, and doing weekly updates and weekly tracker updates, things like that. But it is a bit different, especially compared to the Golden Globe and the Ocean Globe. But hell of an adventure and a truckload of fun.
So Don, tell me about the title sponsor, Alma. What kind of sponsor is it for you?
Oh, we don't have a title sponsor.
No, but you call it the Alma.
No. Okay. What it is, the Alma are the class sponsors. So everyone building a boat now, and the boat and class itself is called the Alma Globe 580. So they're only supporting the boats, and it's an interesting scenario. The reason they got into it is not because they like what I am trying to do. They basically were watching what I've been trying to do with all our events, and in particular with the 580. They're an amazing group. They're in Portugal. We're working with the Portugal Alma. They're into clothing and health products and so on. But they support a lot of community stuff, a lot of youth stuff, surfing, all sorts of bits and pieces where people are pushing it to the limit and create inspiration. So other people are inspired by those actions, and they saw what we were trying to do and busting our butts. So they said, "Hey, how would you like us to? Have you thought about having a class sponsor for the boat?" And we thought, "Oh, no." And so let's talk about it. And so we did. So they've come on board, and it just helps us a little bit to make it all happen. And the events themselves, though, they're being sailed by Alma Globe 580s, but they're not supporting the event per se. They're supporting it helps us run the class. That's how that works. And we're very happy to have them on board. It's quite and I think that story's still yet to be told totally, but we're happy to have them there.
In a few days, in front of the camera again.
Yeah.
And let's see how the start will go. Thank you very much.
Good fun. Thanks, mate.
But I can't get this bolt loose.
How many miles has it done?
I
need a light.
I've been from I did the Biscay. I did I did Biscay. Right. Then Lanzarote, Biscay. I got a proper light. Wait.
Hang on. No, I've got the glasses here. I can get one. That's okay, but that one...
It shouldn't be that loose.
You haven't had this one out, have you?
I can get it out now.
No, don't take it out. That needs to be Loctite. If that comes out,
I know, but
that is a bit loose. It seems too.
But if I want to get this one down, I have to screw it in again.
If you take it out, you need to dry it all and make it goes back in Loctite. But I'm surprised that that's doing that.
Yeah, it's too much, isn't it?
Not so good. Let me do a video and I'm going to email that to him because I'm surprised about that.